Well, good morning and welcome back to the channel. I'm just sitting here in my hotel room in Jensen Beach, Florida, enjoying my cold Starbucks Frappuccino. It's pretty good stuff. Why am I here? Well, about a block away from me is a little company called Pocket Yachts. I will be taking delivery of my brand new Ranger Tug R27. Yeah, I went ahead and did it. So the plan today is to wait until 11 o'clock, which is, it's killing me. It's like 45 minutes to go and it's like, oh, I can't wait. I'm gonna walk down there, put on some stuff for that I brought with me for just a day trip. I'll be heading up to Vero Beach to spend the night on the hook, and then head up to Cape Canaveral area where my marina is located. I will be taking about a week or so to provision the boat, and then I'm going to head to the Florida Keys for a month. So that's my next little adventure. It will be completely different than the Loop, I guarantee. My love is spearfishing. So there's going to be a lot of catch, cook, and cleans. Wait a minute. It's catch, clean, and cook. Yeah, because you don't want to cook it and then clean it. That'd be a mess. So catch, clean, and cooks. Spearfishing, underwater videos, all that fun stuff. That's the stuff I really, really love. So I'll take you along with me, and that's the plan for the next few videos. Anyway, just kind of killing time. So that's what's going on right now.
And if any of you are interested in coming down to the Jensen Beach area, the River Palm Cottages is a cute little place. It has about a dozen or so little cottage rooms, a swimming pool, a pier-style dock that would probably hold maybe a handful of looper-style boats, and there is a nice bunch of restaurants all within bicycling distance. Cute little place.
Okay, it's time. And walking up to it. No, it's not this one. I wish I had twin engines, but no, I got something a little smaller. And there she is. Ain't she a beauty? Such a cute little boat. Ranger Tug R27. It's going to be something to get used to after being on a 40-foot motor yacht to have something much smaller with an outboard and a single engine. That's her. So I'm going to be leaving here, heading up to Vero Beach to spend the night on the hook. We'll see how she performs. Cute little boat. Can't wait to get it on the water.
Okay, thank you very much. I appreciate it. All right, see ya. Okay, we went through probably a 3-hour orientation of the entire boat, full checkout. Went through all the systems, down below, up above, everywhere. Signed off on everything, and it's now my boat. So it's now 4 o'clock-ish. So I think I'm going to go ahead and cast off and head up to Melbourne. Take a nice easy ride up there and get on the anchor and see what it's like. So let's see. This is so strange, a single engine boat. When you're so used to twin engines and now you have to deal with the wind and the single engine, and you don't have the same control. It's a whole different mindset. So I just have to get my head back into single engine mode again, which it'll take time. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and crank it up and cast off. All right, so I've got good oil pressure, temperature's low, because I just started it, and I got my Garmin coming up. I'm gonna pull power and cast off. This has the new style connector. Been wanting one of these. Pretty nice. Okay. It's going to be kind of tough to get used to how quiet this boat is. You can start hearing the wind blowing as I'm leaving the marina. It's pretty windy out there. It just gets worse and worse on the camera. You can hear it coming up. Well, it is White Captain City out here. Of course, you know, the camera never shows it. So we'll see how the boat handles it. It's about a 1.5 foot, a little 2 every now and then. But it's real close, just a white cap slapper. So it should be fine. Once I get up on plane, it's a brand new engine, has 2 hours on it. So I'm gonna run it at break-in speeds, doing the recommended speeds. So some idling, some cruising, some up on plane, what have you. Anyway, it's just gonna kick back and enjoy the ride. Well, it's been a nice ride so far. The handle's really nice. Like I said, it's a real close together chop. Again, even though the camera doesn't show it. But it's a following sea, so it's really been nice. Just it's pushing me along. I went along at about 4,200 RPMs for a while, and now I've dropped off plane and I'm down at 1,600 RPM, just taking it nice and easy. Like I say, it's break-in time. There's 2 things you don't want to do on a brand new motor. One is don't run it wide open, and don't hold it at a constant speed the whole trip. So you vary your speed and just kind of take it easy. So this is that part of the trip where I'm taking it easy. I'm just cruising along at about, let's see, about 8 miles an hour. Nice and peaceful and quiet and smooth. And I'll do this for a ways, and then I'll get it up on plane, and I'm just kind of doing alternating that on and off. And so far, it's man, the boat's handling really nice. Nothing terrible to report. Oh, one thing I've got is, I don't know if you can hear it. Let's see here. There's a. Let me get my microphone off so you can hear this. There's the top of the helm area. It's a big fiberglass piece that bolts down, and it's touching together, and it's like there's no rubber pad or anything between, so it's up on plane and it goes squeak, 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 and it's pretty annoying. So that's one of the mods I'm going to have to do. I'm going to have to take and pull some screws out and lay some like a thin piece of rubber padding or something under there, and screw it all back down, or maybe a bead of silicone glue, and try to get rid of that. If anybody else has had a a Ranger Tug with that same type of upper helm that has been doing the vibrating, squeaking, and has solved it easier than having to lift it apart, let me know. Otherwise, everything's running good, everything's performing good. It has electric steering, no hydraulic, so that's pretty cool. I can sit back there and watch the motor just doing its little thing, and it steers really quick and fast. Another mod, I don't know if you can hear this radio. The speaker in this radio is that little bitty, 2-inch maybe or 1.5-inch speaker that's on the front of the radio. And up on plane, even though it's right in front of me, you can't hear it at all. Absolutely can't hear it. So I'm going to do the mod that I did on my previous boat on the Meridian, which was, it had great big huge Fusion speakers, one on either side for the Fusion system, but I didn't listen to the Fusion upstairs. So I wired radio 1 into one side and radio 2 on the other side. And through those big speakers, it was amazing. You could hear like somebody was standing right in your face, really crystal clear. So I think I'm going to mount a like a Fusion speaker here, dedicated just to the VHF radio, because I like monitoring the radio. So those are the two things that come to mind right now. I'm sure a bunch of other little things will pop up, but otherwise, it's a nice calm ride. I'm just going to keep on keeping on. Awesome. Thank you, sir. Have a good day. Whew. All right. I didn't have the camera rolling. Okay, that was fun. I am in Fort Pierce Marina for 1 minute. I'm cruising along, and it's hot as can be. And I went to take a drink, and I had nothing with me. And it's hot outside. It's like 190. And I thought, I wonder if there's a marina that's still open, because it's 5:45. And I can swing in and get some Gatorade. Otherwise, I'm going to die. So I called the marina, and they were here until 6 or something. Anyway, the guy was here, so I just pulled into the fuel dock. He held my boat. I ran in, grabbed 3 Gatorades, and ran back out, jumped on the boat. Literally 1 minute. Oh, he saved my life. Okay. And I'm heading back out. Dang, I didn't have the camera running. It's the story of my life. Lordy, lordy. It's a pretty marina. All right, head back out to the waterway again. That was fun. Had to go grab all the lines. Had the lines were tucked away in the box. Had to get them out and put them on. And then I didn't think about it until I got almost up to the dock, and the wind's blowing me off the dock. It wasn't quite a catastrophe, but it would have been good video. All right, back out to the waterway. Okay, coming into anchorage. You have to be careful. It's very shallow making it into this location. You're supposed to come around behind this island where all the there's a small marina there and some sailboats tied off, and it's a sailboat anchoring area. But one of the guys that comes in here all the time told me how to squeeze through this really shallow spot. If I watch my P's and Q's, I can get in there without bumping anything. So far I've got 8 feet. And I've been in and out of here with my big boat a couple times. So I'm comfortable with this squeezing through area. It's really pretty. Hopefully when I get up in there, there will be an open spot for me. This isn't the time of season that there's a lot of people here. Usually people are starting to head back north again. All right, here comes that shallow spot. And it went from 11 down to 5, down to 4. Of course, that's what's cool about this boat. This thing only drafts like 2 inches. Not really. I'm gonna have to measure it. I think they said it is 2.5 feet to the bottom of the prop with the engine down, which I can always trim the engine up if need be. And it is low tide. The tide here is only about 2 feet, foot and a half. So it's not a big deal. I'm gonna trim the engine up just to give myself a little more depth. And it looks like my spot is open. It's a good thing. It's cool that I can call it my spot. Oh yeah. Can't answer you right now. All right, there we go. Now it's dropping back off again. 5.5, 6, 6.5, good deal. All right, I can put the motor back down. Oh, I've got to get up and release the hitch on the anchor. So I'm going to get the boat pointed into the wind, and then I'll mosey up there and release the anchor. Release the hounds. I want to get in an area, this is a nice little cove. I want to get in an area where the wind, the breeze is coming in, because it's pretty steamy out there. Point it into the wind. And then go up and release the latch. Yeah, it's already blowing me over toward shore. Okay, let's reset. I smell something cooking. Somebody's barbecuing outside. And the wind is coming in and smelling mighty good. And drop the anchor. Whoops. All right, let's do some backup action here. Whoa. Whoops, what the hell? Chain's catching. All right, let's see, it's caught. Yes, sir. All right, it's bit good. Now, I need to go take a look at the chain because I think it's 50 feet of chain, and I'm in 7 feet of water. So let's go see what I got, see what kind of tension I got, how well it's holding. I don't have a bridle with me right now because I'm still just kind of like delivering it back home. So I'm going to tie a line through the chain and up to a cleat to take tension off of the windlass. All right, that means I can shut it down. Off. Now if you hear that, what just happened, you hear some noise where you hear a motor running when I turned it off. This boat automatically brings your trim tabs back to 0 when you turn the power off. It's pretty cool. Well, I am all tucked in, anchor's holding well. I ran the air off of the lithium batteries for about an hour, and it only brought the batteries down about 5%, which is really cool. This boat came with, I think it's 330 amps worth of lithium. So yeah, I plan on doubling that, but that's pretty cool. So I let it run for an hour. It cooled the boat down. Now I've got the windows open because the sun is set and it's really, really pleasant outside. You can hear all the what are those? Cicadas, I think they're called, in the trees. There's like millions of them around. So that will be my noise to put me to sleep tonight. Otherwise, so far it's a nice breeze and there's no mosquitoes, but I do have all the screens up. And it's just beautiful here. So yesterday, my brother and his wife brought me down to a hotel so I could spend the night so I could get up in the morning and pick up the boat. But we stopped and got something to eat. And I only ate half of a catfish dinner with all the fixings. So I've got the leftovers in the refrigerator. I'm going to warm them up in the microwave and have that for dinner. And then hit the sack. I'll see you in the morning. Good morning. It's a beautiful day here on the water. It's like 7:30 and I need to get moving. It sucked last night. You know, a new boat has off-gassing. All the vinyl and all the wood and all that kind of stuff. It's really strong in there, and even with all the windows open and everything, it was just burning my eyes and it sucked. Plus, it was really hot, and the wind helped with all the vents open, but then the wind stopped, and man, it was tough. It was brutal. So I'm gonna have to do something about that. Anyway, I'm going to pull anchor and kind of get on the road. Excuse me, get on the water. Let's go. Here we go. Well, I finally made it into my marina. I called and had the dockhand come out and open up the drawbridge. If you remember some of my earlier videos, this was a tight squeeze with my Meridian, but this ought to be a breeze with this small boat. Thank you. Well, hope nobody's in my slip. That's gonna suck if they are. My slip's right in front of me. I thought it was down further. I'm good. Woohoo! I got my slip. So I've been spoiled with twin engines. Being able to back in and turn with twin engines is such a breeze. I'm just going to take my time, make it happen. Yeah, by myself to reach the pilings. They're really wide for this boat, for the bow. So let's just do one at a time. It's strange, this boat is not made for crisscross, because it will be in between the engine. So I'm just going to kind of tie it up and then assess the situation and then put on the proper lines. At least I'm in the slip. I didn't crash. That's a good thing. Well, I finally made it back to the house. That was an interesting, let's call it maiden trip. Learned a couple things. First off, the boat performed magnificently. It's a couple things I learned. One is I'm going to have to get used to, it's a much smaller boat than my previous 40-foot motor yacht. And the second thing is it's only a single outboard. And I'm so used to having twin screws where you can use your shifters to come into a marina, pivot on a dime, back in, crab sideways, do whatever you need. Granted, this is probably the 14th boat that I've owned, and all of them have been single engines. But with those boats, it was trailer them to the ocean, go way offshore, go spearfishing, diving, all that kind of stuff, bring them back in, put them back on the trailer. So as for maneuvering, like I will be doing with this boat, because this is more of a trawler style concept, which means I'm going to be going in and out of marinas, going to be going to seawalls, to docks. The capability for maneuvering is something that I will have to get used to, having a single screw as opposed to the nice controllable twin screw motor yacht. So that's something a little different. And the third thing is, no matter how new a boat is, there's always a list of things you want to do to make it your own. So on the way back to my marina, I was making little mental notes of things that I want to upgrade. So I've got a whole bunch of things that I want to upgrade. But for right now, the next step is going to be, well, right now it's on the hard, getting bottom painted. That's step one. Step two is I'm putting all the stuff that I'm going to need to take a month vacation in the Keys. So as soon as it gets done bottom painted, which is going to be about 4 days, I'm bringing stuff over to the boat, and when they drop in the water, I'm ski-daddling to the Keys. So that will be the next video. One upgrade that I'm doing before I leave, because it just came into a great big heavy box at my front door, is this. You probably want to put on your sunglasses before I bring this out. Yes, sir. Look at this. Isn't this a beauty? This is a highly polished stainless steel anchor that's going to be on the front of the boat. And at the bottom's filled in, so it's very heavy for its size. And I hope I don't break my table. It is a size larger than what the boat calls for, which is a good thing. I don't know how long this shininess is going to last. I know there's probably some of you out there going, hey, you're going to scratch it all up. I know, but ain't it pretty right now? So maybe I just won't use it. I'll just leave it hanging on the front of the boat. This is upgrade number 1 to get a good quality Delta style anchor. The Bruce style claw anchor that comes with it is really not recommended in the Keys type of environment. They don't hold as well as what a Delta style does for the Keys style environment. You run into a lot of heavy sand and some hard bottom, and it's coquina rock. A Bruce would just slide across the top of some of that stuff. This with the sharp point a point will hold on the rock and not even have to dig in. I've used these styles in the Keys all my life, and they just work magnificently. So anyway, yeah, that's about it for now. And the next video is probably going to be, hopefully, me ski-daddling to the Keys. So thanks for riding along, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.